All right, let's talk about a massive challenge for anyone in the restoration or high-end cleaning business. We're talking about cleaning valuable stonework. It sounds pretty straightforward, but if you get it wrong, you can cause permanent, costly damage. So let's dive in.
Yeah, that really is the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? It doesn't matter if it's a historic monument, a priceless statue, or just a client's very expensive custom facade. Your job is to get rid of all the gunk, the grime, the pollution, the graffiti, without touching the actual surface underneath. The stakes are just incredibly high.
For decades, the go-to methods have been things like sandblasting or dousing surfaces in harsh chemicals. And yeah, they can get rid of the dirt, but they are so aggressive, it's like using a sledgehammer when what you really need is a surgeon's scalpel. And that can lead to pitting, erosion, basically a permanent loss of detail you can never get back.
So let's take a closer look at these old methods. Because for a professional business, the problems go way beyond just the surface of the stone. They hit you right where it hurts, your bottom line. Just take a look at this chart. It lays it all out side by side. Let's just focus on the sandblasting column for a second. Risk of surface damage, high. Precision, poor. And material loss, it's rated significant. I mean, that's a checklist of literally everything you want to avoid on a high-stakes job. It really shows you the core problem with these older techniques. Now, let's just pull one number out of that chart. $60 to $220. That's the typical hourly cost to run a sandblaster once you factor everything in, the abrasive media, the fuel for the compressor, and all the time you'll spend on cleanup. It is a constant grinding drain on your profit margin for every single job. And these drawbacks, they're not just hypotheticals. They turn into real business nightmares. You risk damaging a client's property, which could lead to lawsuits. You're stuck with huge cleanup costs from all the dust and waste. And here's the kicker. You actually have to turn down those really high-value jobs, the ones with delicate, historic stonework, because your tools just aren't safe enough.
But what if? What if there was a way to clean with absolute surgical precision, a method that just uses light to literally vaporize the contaminants while leaving the original surface completely untouched? Well, let's explore that.
This is laser stone cleaning. It's a totally non-contact technology. There's no physical grit, no harsh chemicals, no water blasting the surface. Instead, a super-calibrated pulsed laser beam is aimed at the stone. It's tuned so that the contaminant, the grime, the paint, whatever, absorbs the energy, and the stone underneath just reflects it. So the bad stuff instantly vaporizes, poof, while the original surface is left pristine. And the results? I mean, wow, they are just stunning. You go from a surface that's caked in this thick black crust from decades of pollution to revealing the original brilliant stone. Details and carvings that were completely hidden suddenly become sharp and clear. The source material says it preserves 100% of the original stone. That is a claim that no other method can really make. The benefits for a business are just huge. Zero surface damage means you've eliminated the risk of harming something irreplaceable. No chemicals means no hazardous waste to deal with and a much safer work site. And that pinpoint precision, it means you can confidently go after those complex, high-margin projects that you used to have to turn away.
Okay, I know what you're probably thinking right now. This sounds incredible, but it's gotta cost an absolute fortune, right? And honestly, that's the biggest mental block for most businesses looking at this tech. But the real numbers here are actually pretty surprising.
This right here is the #1 misconception out there, that this technology is only for huge institutions or museum conservation labs with bottomless budgets. But you know what? The market has changed. A lot.
So let's just bust that myth wide open. $4,000. According to our source, the manufacturer Chihalo Laser, you can get factory-direct entry-level systems starting right around that price point. Suddenly, this technology is well within reach for small shops, independent contractors, you name it.
And this is where the business case just becomes a total no-brainer. Look at the hourly operating cost. Sandblasting? We know it's $60 to over $200 an hour. Laser cleaning? Under $2 an hour. The only thing you're using is electricity. That's it. Once you own the machine, the cost to do a job just plummets. So the big takeaway is this. You're not just buying another tool. You are investing in a whole new capability for your business. You get the ability to take on more valuable projects, to charge a premium for a superior, damage-free service, and to slash your operating costs, all at the same time.
So how do you know if this investment is the right move for your business?
Well, our source gives us a really simple framework to help you figure that out. Just ask yourself these 3 simple questions. Number 1, are you working on stuff that's historic or totally irreplaceable? Number 2, does the surface have fine details like inscriptions or delicate carvings that you absolutely cannot damage? And number 3, are you working in a place with strict rules like no dust, no chemical runoff, no water?
And here's the bottom line. If you answered yes to even one of those questions, then laser cleaning isn't just another option on the table, it is probably your most effective and most profitable solution. It's the right tool for the highest value jobs.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Forget about just cleaning faster for a minute. Think about cleaning better. Think about the new doors that would open for your business if the risk of damaging a client's property was just completely gone. What new services could you offer? What new clients could you finally win?